And to quote the great YouTube ninja that people ask questions.
Yeah.
Gauntlet thrown, gauntlet picked up, and now I'm getting ready to bludgeon you over the head with the gauntlet. Let's kick this pig! That's a deep cut for anybody who knows what Ask a Ninja is.
I'm so glad he's back. It was funny because like we were talking about this fucking guy.
I feel like we brought him back.
And
we
it was like
him.
This guy hasn't like posted in like a decade, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he posted yesterday for the first time in a decade. Where's he been?
Which is funny because like the last time we had a long conversation about Ask a Ninja was in the barracks in Okinawa, and we were just reminiscing how much we loved Ask a Ninja, and we decided, let's see what he's done lately. And he had just in 2015 spring posted something. Yeah, but like he hadn't been posting much in a while, but he just posted something. So we thought, maybe he's making a comeback, and we got time to catch up. That was pretty much it. He was done.
Yeah.
And then 10 years later, we decided to have a conversation about Ask a Ninja again. And he's fucking back. And suddenly, like, it was after we had the conversation too. Shit started popping up again. He's a really funny guy.
Yeah. So you watched Shin Godzilla fucking recently for the first time?
I did. I've been sitting on that movie for a long time. That is a 9-year-old egg that I'm glad finally hatched. Yeah, that came out in 2016.
Shit. Yeah, no, I get that one and Godzilla -1 mixed up.
I haven't seen that one yet, so no spoilers.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. I don't mess up the plots. I just mess up the titles, like which one's which.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened. Because like you sent me a menacing, threatening text after we had a phone call or a stream.
Yeah.
And it was just like, go watch Godzilla -1, or I'm going to murder you. And I'm just like,
no. That was watch Samurai Champloo, or I will kill you.
Also Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like the follow-on text. That was the subtext, literally. And I'm like, Samurai Champloo, I get. And I watched a few episodes of that once. I just I was watching it with somebody who really didn't get into it, and we spent all our time watching TV together at the time.
Yeah.
So like, you know how that works. You're married. So like if one of us really didn't feel like watching a show, then the other one just didn't get to watch it.
Yeah.
So I try not to be a dick about that kind of thing. If I could tell my partner was really into something, I'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah. I'll smile for 6 seasons. I'll let you get me back into Game of Thrones, even though I had quit it years ago.
I don't have that problem. My wife is very comfortable with, no, I'll just watch this on my own. It's like, all right, cool, have fun.
Yep.
I'll catch an episode now and again. Like right now, she's doing Bewitched, which I catch like an episode of that a week out of the season she watches. It's like, oh, that's fun.
When I was a kid, I watched whatever mom was watching when I got home from school.
Yeah, but when you were a kid, you had like one TV and cable, and what was on the TV was on the phone.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Which means I got really into Charmed. Watched a lot of Charmed as a kid coming home from school. Like mom would be watching Charmed with Shannon Doherty before she went to Fear Factor, before she got killed off on Charmed. Spoilers.
Spoilers for a 30-year-old TV show.
I don't think it's 30. Fuck off. No. We're not gonna look this up and verify it. I don't want to know. I don't think.
I think it's probably 20. I saw the movie not too long again.
There's a movie.
There's a movie.
No, man, you were way more into Charmed than I am.
Yeah, it's on Netflix or HBO or.
No shame.
Yeah.
Hot witches doing hot witch things. I'm into it.
It's I forget what the lead chick's name is. What the actress? Campbell.
The original main chick got killed off. Fine, I'm gonna look up fucking Charmed. Before we talk about Shin Godzilla, anybody who came here to see Shin Godzilla, you're gonna have to listen to a few minutes of Charmed first.
I don't know if it's Nev Campbell or like Neve Campbell.
I know who you're talking about. In the movie, I don't know. In the TV show, you had Holly Marie Combs, gorgeous, playing Piper. Alyssa Milano was Phoebe, also gorgeous. These witches all have something in common, you see, besides being witches. Let's see. Shannon Doherty was Prue.
Nice.
Rose McGowan was Paige.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Shannon Doherty, rest in peace. Died at 53.
Shit.
Last year. Crazy. Yeah. I don't know how she died, but I know that she got killed off in Charmed and then killed off in the live action.
And then
run.
live.
Yeah. Her fear factor came to full fruition, you could say. This is all really uncouth. I thought she was a fun actress, and she tragically died at 53. Which is probably why she's got the only person with like an updated picture on IMDb. Because now we have an end state photo.
I find something fun on IMDb every once in a while, because I watched The Wizard of Oz last night. I was going through that, and the actress that played Annie M, her IMDb photo is like her when she was young, and it was like, she can't be 20 in this photo. And born in like 1876. I'm like, oh, there's IMDb fucking photos for actors that were taken in the 1800s. Neat.
Love that. So your audio's a little scratchy.
Yeah, I know. That's we were trying to set this up beforehand, and you said it was fine.
It was. And it got scratchy.
Oh, well, that's weird.
Yeah. You were asking me if I heard an echo. I said no. I'm hearing scratchy, which might be the smallest presence of an echo. If all I'm hearing is like the first or after clip of an echo. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah. It's serviceable. But yeah, Shin Godzilla came out in 26. Oh, sorry. Charmed was 1998. It's not 30 years old. You fuck. It's getting there. You're right. It's getting there, but it's not 30 years old. Oh, it's pretty upsetting how old that show is, though. I didn't realize that. Yeah. I guess I was in grade school when I came home and like mom was watching it. It went on for a while. It's like 200 episodes. I just had it open. I'm not opening it again. Let's talk about Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla. What can you say about Shin Godzilla?
Do you know how they make the sound effect for his like roar?
No, how they do it.
They take a wet leather glove and run it down a cello. Yeah. That. I think they drilled a hole in the back.
That sounded more like the 1997, like I just sounded like American Godzilla. It was like.
There was a movie called Final Wars. And
that's a little painful.
Anyway, there's this movie called Final Wars, and I wish I could watch it for the first time again. Because the first time I watched it, I saw it on TV, and from what I saw watching this on TV, World War III is going on. There's this rogue submarine commander that's like.
Oh, you told me about this. Yeah.
But I haven't told the chat.
Keep going.
This submarine.
I'm just excited.
Kicking ass, right? And this whole movie kind of looks like a B-movie version of Equilibrium. Not a B-movie version of The Matrix. Like, we're going Matrix, Equilibrium, this thing, right?
I thought the B-movie of The Matrix was Underworld.
Anyway, there's a lot of... Like, everybody's wearing leather. There's a lot of bullet camp. Like
The Matrix, Underworld, Equilibrium. I don't know where you put those. That's going to be an opinion piece, but yeah, all right.
Anyway, submarine commander's blowing stuff up, and then a bunch of like monsters show up and just start fucking ransacking everything, like all over the planet. And one of them is the Matthew Broderick Godzilla. That's one of the monsters in it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
which because the OG makers owners
owned it or whatever.
The Godzilla owner property in Japan, they have rebought the rights to the American Godzilla. So that's one of their kaijus now. That's so fun.
Anyway, aliens show up, and aliens convince us to do the thing where it's like, hey, you guys, you can do world peace. Give us all your guns. Disband your military. It'll be fine. And then like everyone's like, yeah, sure, we're down for this, except for this one rogue submarine commander who's like, I got to go hang out in the Marianas Trench and wake up because I don't like the way this fish is smelling, if you know what I mean. Also, this dude, like big burly fucking white dude with the mustache, kind of looks like Zangief.
What is this called again?
Final Wars. Anyway, after the aliens have, completely disbanded everybody. Also, the aliens are wearing leather and sunglasses. Like, it's very, like, they watched the movie.
2004, yeah.
Anyway, after the aliens, disbanded.
Gun Fry.
Yeah. They just start systematically eradicating the human race. Yeah, that guy.
What a fucking mustache.
What a mustache.
That's heroic as fuck. Yeah.
This one submarine commander's like, all right, I knew something like this was going to happen, and we got to stop it. And his crew's like, well, how do we stop this? We're just like one submarine. It's like, yeah, but we got like 20 nuclear missiles on board. Like, what are you going to do with? Like, there's more aliens than we have nukes to deal with this. We can't do anything about this. So, and again, I'm watching this on TV. I missed the first 20 minutes of it. I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. You missed the intro.
They go to the North Pole. They nuke the North Pole so it melts, and Godzilla comes out of the ice. And I start losing my shit because I'm like, I didn't know this was a fucking Godzilla movie. Hell yeah! And then Godzilla fights the aliens and kills the rest of the monsters that they didn't kill. One of them was the Matthew Broderick Godzilla. The actual Godzilla kills that in a movie, and it was great.
Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's quite small compared to Godzilla. Like, even if you just think of, like, you know, in the movie Godzilla with Matthew Broderick.
Well, I mean, like, Godzilla, like, ranges. Sometimes he's only, like, 5 stories tall. Sometimes he's, like, you know, a mile high.
Yeah, but in, like, I mean, Godzilla sometimes kicking skyscrapers, and then sometimes, as in Matthew Broderick's Godzilla, he's weaving between them. Or she's weaving between them because she was born pregnant. They refer to he and it a lot in that movie, and then he's like, he's pregnant. But people keep referring to him as he, and I'm just like, oh, I'm glad to see that the late '90s Godzilla franchise respected Godzilla's pronouns. You know, like they're so inconsistent about it. It's clearly not intentional in the writing, but a lot of the writing in that movie felt just kind of there. But I do not want to talk shit about the Matthew Broderick Godzilla. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug, but I also just do enjoy that movie for all of its silliness. And the
like the last time I saw it, I was holding the Burger King toy that came with fucking whatever Burger King's version of a Happy Meal is. So I'm not gonna talk too much shit about it because I don't remember it. I just remember going, oh. Clear
something up for me. The Japanese guy in charge of like the kaiju fucking like franchise like company, like Godzilla's OG creator is not still alive, is he?
I mean, that movie came out in the 50s, so probably.
So no way. So yeah, I don't know. The guy, there's a. I watched a YouTube video the other day, and that movie was being talked about, and somebody preemptive and prominent in like the kaiju franchise over in Japan said about the late 90s American Godzilla, this works really well as a kaiju movie if you just don't think it's Godzilla. And I think it does. I think it works really well as a kaiju movie. It's fine as a movie called Godzilla, where the kaiju is called Godzilla. Yeah. It has a lot of similar themes to Godzilla. It's just uniquely not Godzilla. But there's nothing hateful about that. It's just
Did you ever
an American take.
You were a kid?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
With Godzuki?
Yeah. Oh wait.
B-Lab 2021, but you know.
I'm talking about the Fox Kids Godzilla cartoon that came out in the
no,
90s.
I'm talking about the like Hanna-Barbera one from the 70s.
No, I didn't watch this. No. Well, I have watched them, but I didn't grow up watching those. I thought the Fox Kids Godzilla spinoff cartoon was great. Had all the same characters in it. They're all complete new takes of themselves. Bunch of zany, weird antics. Oh, so you know how in the end of the Matthew Broderick Godzilla, there was one leftover egg?
Sure.
Yeah, so they blew up Madison Square Garden with jets. They bombed it. They killed all the eggs. New York City is celebrating massacring a whole bunch of baby Godzillas. Godzilla pops up and is like, hey, all my babies are dead. I'm going to chase after you. And then I'm pretty sure they went straight up F-14 Tomcat on an old girl. Took her out on the Brooklyn Bridge. It's like the movie didn't know what kind of tone it wanted to take. New York City's cheering. Matthew Broderick has a heartfelt moment where he puts his hand on its snout and its heartbeat stops and the light goes out of its nuclear-powered eyeballs. Do you want me to feel bad for Godzilla while it cried over its fallen babies? Or do you want me to be celebrating that Godzilla's dead? This is kind of complicated. But then the camera pans back into Madison Square Garden and there's one last egg and it hatches at the very last second. The cartoon spinoff of the Matthew Broderick Godzilla is about that egg. That baby grows up, but she's a good guy. And then a whole bunch of kaiju show up.
Does that cartoon start with George Bush fucking reading to a bunch of like 8th graders, and somebody comes in and goes, "Mr. President, a second Godzilla has hatched."
Second Godzilla has hatched. And it just sits there for a full 8 minutes without moving or speaking to anybody.
Yeah.
Well, Godzilla's like shaking its tail like outside the window, like just dropping it to bed. Godzilla straight up, hands on hips, just shaking tail, like, hey, look at me go. Oh, I just knocked down Tower 2. I'm real sorry, sir.
Hi, guys.
You guys took out the fucking Chrysler building. That wasn't me.
Where's
but
the that's Chicago, right?
No, it's in New York City.
Is it?
Yeah.
Which one's in Chicago?
You're thinking Sears Tower.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's a cool building too. Like back when we gave a shit with buildings, fucking.
Which is now not Sears Tower, but I will always know it as Sears Tower. I don't even remember who bought it, but it's not Sears.
Well, I mean, the
anymore.
Independent Life building is the Modus. No, it's not Modus anymore. It's.
If you don't like that Sears Tower is no longer Sears Tower, you can order and build a new one from the Sears catalog. Yeah, moving on. The cartoon is about that egg. It grew up as a good guy, and then a bunch of kaiju start invading New York, and that Godzilla fights them off. So that's a great concept for a cartoon, and obviously it fucked. It was great.
Yeah.
Because it was just a kaiju cartoon with good guy Godzilla, who was a friend to New York City. And every time some kaiju showed up wanting to take a bite out of the Big Apple, Godzilla gave him what for.
Godzilla's walking around, fucking like Mothra Jr. shows up. Hey, I'm walking here!
Well, I'm not. I'm actually swimming in the harbor, but I'm walking here. Anyways, I like that movie. Been thinking a lot about Godzilla lately. Decided to watch Shin Godzilla. You can see how this happened. I've been obsessed with Predator all year. I've been looking forward to a Predator movie. Now it's out in theaters, and it's time for me to go see this movie in theaters. So instead of going to the movie theaters, I started binge watching Godzilla movies that I haven't seen. Yeah. I don't know why, but I'll get around to see the Predator movie. I think I'm just afraid I'm not gonna like it. But like, I'll do it. I'll see it while it's still in theaters. I got time. The holidays are here.
Well, I mean, like, to be fair though, like, depending on who you are, either Predator or Predator 2 is the best Predator movie, and that's highly dependent 99% of the time.
Yeah, which one did you see first? Yeah, for sure.
And then you've had like what, fucking, I don't know, 6 or 8 attempts at Predator 3, of which one's good, and then there's a bunch of like, okay, cool, so you spent money on that.
I don't know why. It's refreshing when you do it. It's probably just because sequels are hard and there's a high expectation, and then third movies are just so fucking hard to nail. It's so hard to nail a third movie. Like Matrix didn't really get it right.
No, see,
Star Wars didn't really get it right.
Like Iron Man, where the bad guys like Tony Stark built this in a fucking cave in Afghanistan, except for he's screaming at some dude. He's like, J.R.R. Tolkien.
You mean Jeff Bridges?
Yeah. And he's like, hey, Tolkien wrote this for his fucking kids at his apartment in the UK in 1940.
I'm not Tolkien. Yeah.
Do better.
Yeah. Theirs are hard to nail. I mean, Return of the King obviously completely fucks. It's very resolute. But prequels are very liberating. They give you a lot of room to just like be creative and guide things into themselves. And I think that Prey, as a Predator movie, does a really great job at tonal refreshing.
I would argue that Prey and Predator 2 did the thing where it's like, we're not making a sequel or a prequel, we're just making something else in the universe. And I think that's why, at least
it's and you get to be very liberal with it. It's like, hey, this happened some other place at some other time. And that's why it works. I watched The Predator. No. Man, I get these two mixed up. What's the one that took place on the
Predators was the one where they took him to the Hunter planet.
And that had what's his name from The Experiment.
Which one are we talking?
The main guy and the Alien Planet one.
That was Adrian Brody.
It was Adrian Brody. Yeah, I know him from The Experiment. That prison experiment movie where you get a bunch of people volunteer. You pay them $10K. Half of you get to be prison guards. Half of you are prisoners. We'll see how you treat each other.
Oh, fun.
It had Forrest Whitaker in it too. It was a fucking good movie. It's like real low budget, but it's like like star-studded, and it delivered. I'm an equitable man. Never once can you accuse me of breaking the rules. Like Forrest Whitaker was menacing in that movie. And young.
I think the best low budget movie ever though was fucking Paranormal Activity. Like I'm kind of mad on that movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Brand and it made like $400 million. It's like,
oh yeah, what a success story! Imagine, yeah. Take a page out of the Blair Witch Project's book and make a whole movie out of it. Just one page. No, that movie rocks. Shin Godzilla. So I watched this. It's been a long time coming. Just like us getting around to finally talking about it. We're 20 minutes in. It's good. Timestamp that. If you want to skip to the part where we talk about Shin Godzilla, skip to the 20-minute marker. You know?
I'll make about Godzilla the whole time.
I'll make a comment and you can pin it. Like I saw a few clips from that movie a few years ago on Twitter or something, you know, social media where it lives. And it was the first morph. Well, I guess it's technically morph 2. Godzilla crawling out of the fucking like a river and just dragging itself. And it's like it's got big fish eyes and it's gushing blood out of its gills. And I'm just like, what the fuck is that? And what kind of animation is that? It's so unique, so viscerally horrifying. Because like, it's 2016 CGI, I think meant to be done in a way that looks kind of stop motiony.
Yeah.
Kind of like and the Godzilla like model for that movie is definitely meant as an homage to OG Godzilla, where it was a guy in a suit. The posture, the material, like dummy thick fucking thighs, holy shit. Like it's like, but it's truly monstrous. And let's not forget who directed this movie, and who was like the primary like art director. This is all Evangelion. And he's got some depression-driven, truly horrifying like concept design.
That is like hit or miss because I like a lot of that dude's stuff, but I fucking hated Evangelion.
I'm not gonna knock you for that. I'm not a big fan of Evangelion. I just have a lot of respect for it. For like, you know, what inspired and the art direction and the accomplishments. That's not a hill that I will live or die on. I just it's a thing that's been done.
The animation style was good.
It's highly renowned. Yeah.
Music was great. The animation itself was awesome. Can we get a plot?
Yes, you can.
In the movies afterwards, when we go to retcon.
If you can keep it, yeah. If you can keep track of it. But no, like, so I guess a lot of people were like, the art director was like, should we really have like multiple form morphs of Godzilla? That feels like dishonest to the thing. And then Bandai, I guess, caught on that they were going to be doing multiple forms, and they're just like, we can make more toys and you'll make more money. And then he was on board.
Bandai likes to do that.
Bandai really do.
Apparently the original but the original concept for Mobile Suit Gundam was a lot more like Starship Troopers. Like, hey, before we get into this, art department and writers, read this. And then they had a story, and then Bandai was like, hey, we need to make toys out of this. Change that shit. Which is why I like the novel, because, I mean, I got the book somewhere, and it's not the same.
Because Bandai's not involved. Yeah. Hey, toy makers got to make toys, all right? Kids need toys. Toy makers need money.
I mean, I'm here for it.
This is the match made in heaven. Like, yeah, I'm here for the toys. Yeah, you've got toys. Oh, yeah, you want toys? We got fucking toys. But yeah, like, so the morph concept is amazing. But, like, I was a little stoned watching this movie. And immediately, weirdly, understood what this movie was about. Like, I've seen some people complain about how this movie is mostly meetings, but it was so clear to me so quickly that that's what this movie was about. I know you didn't come to this kaiju movie to not see kaiju action, but like, this movie had a message, and it starts delivering it on go. Like, the fact that they literally made you watch when they were trying to request permission to fire on Godzilla with the helicopters, when Godzilla was standing there just staring at the helicopters like, what are you going to do? And this completely obviously represented their one chance, because this is after Godzilla transformed into the like Godzilla's erectus position for the first time. It still had the fish eyes, the gills closed up. Godzilla's using lungs. Godzilla's vulnerable. Godzilla's weak. And the helicopters show up and they're like, permission to engage. And like, literally, you watch every single step of the chain from the helicopter pilot requesting permission to engage, going through 7 or 8 people, some of them in the same room as each other, turning and telling somebody, and then turning and telling the prime minister, and then him struggling with the decision, and then telling them, and then you watching the entire chain going back. And then we see civilians, and then they transmit that up, and you watch the whole process again. If you get irritated by the amount of meetings in this movie, you're missing the meaning of the meetings. Like, the whole point is, like, complacent democracy struggles to respond to acute threats.
Yeah.
And that bumbling bureaucrats fuck up in the response to something real. And my first assumption while watching this movie unfold, because, why did this happen? Because there was nuclear material in the Tokyo harbor dumped by Americans, you end up finding out. This is the triple disaster event of the Fukushima meltdown response movie. And I did some digging, and like, sure enough, that is 100% what this was. This movie was the bumbling bureaucrats, when the triple event Fukushima meltdown occurred, just let a whole fuck ton of people die. I think it was like in the metrics of like 20,000 people died from the tsunami, the earthquake.
Well, the tsunami wasn't the nuclear reactor's fault, but the nuclear reactor.
No. Yeah.
Was actual bureaucrat fucking problems. That wasn't like Chernobyl where they like built it fucking wrong. It was like we could just like throw.
First of all, Chernobyl, they didn't build it wrong. They ran it wrong. No.
They didn't install fucking like the right amount of fucking safety protocols because Soviet equipment does not break. You
had to basically want this system to fail for it to fail the way it did, though. The human error involved in the Chernobyl meltdown is mag-fucking-nificent. The machine should never have done what it did. It was driven to do what it did by people without a driver's license. But that's what you get when you just install people in positions based on merit in the Soviet Union.
Well, I mean, and it's funny though, because like Godzilla is always like a nuclear thing. Because like originally, he was a response to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and like, hey, the dangers of like nuclear fucking warfare. Let's get rid of it. But I finally heard somebody fucking explain this in a way that made sense to me. And it was a comedian, and it was this Japanese dude, and he's speaking this in broken English. If I find it, I'll send you the link, or I'll put it in the thing, whatever. Anyway. He's talking about how he, grew up in Japan. And he's like reading history, and he's like, I never understood why, we got nuked twice. It's fucking terrible. I mean, maybe and then like he's like, then I did some like I left Japan, moved to America, started doing some like actual reading, read about what Japan did in World War II, and like, hey, maybe we deserve the first one, but like 2, that's a little bit much. But then I was making
I also saw this.
Then I was making a Hot Pocket, and came out, and it wasn't hot enough, so I had to nuke it again. I was like,
I had to nuke it a second time. Why is this Hot Pocket not surrendering? is what he said. Why is this Hot Pocket not surrendering? It's really funny. But yeah. Shin Godzilla, Godzilla. Good Godzilla always has a message. It's always got something to do with either our mistakes or the mistakes of others, and how people have had to live with them. Yeah. And the background mistake for this one is the government failing to issue warnings in time to get people off the coast, failing to evacuate, leading to tens of thousands of people dying and drowning, and then failing to issue a concise and coherent response to the Fukushima nuclear reactor meltdown, leading to just a whole bunch of actual fucking nuclear fallout, and radiation poisoning that is going to plague the locale for years. And the estimated cancer deaths as a result from it are going to be in the thousands. So like, yay! The gift that keeps giving: earthquake, tsunami, reactor.
Godzilla.
Like that sucks. Godzilla, yeah. So let's use Godzilla, this uncaring monster. Truly horrific in Shin Godzilla's rendition. Very unique. Like pale white skin for being an ocean-born being when it comes out of the water. On its like Godzillus erectus is what I'm choosing to call Morph 3. That's not real. Don't at me. The skin blackens, gets better at dealing with like UV light, things like that. It's just fun to look at the design and see what they were doing with it in terms of like evolutionary adaptation. The arms are vestigial. They're kind of T-Rexy. They're not doing much. It's staring at the helicopters. We spend 5 minutes watching them decide if they're going to shoot the thing or not. Helicopters veer away, and Godzilla's like, "Oh, they're not going to kill me." And it's like it's weirdly intelligent, knowing while staring at the helicopters. It's like, all right, this is it. I'm going to have to fight these helicopters, and then the helicopters don't fight. It's like, sick. All right, I need to learn how to breathe right, and also recover a whole lot of energy. So it just dives back in the harbor, and they're like, "Oh, we lost it." And then you get this like one-to-one shot of them staring and looking at the destruction of like it was the Fukushima like triple event earthquake, and them in the movie. And they're like, it was only on land for 2 hours, and it did all this. And the young man protagonist, I can't remember his name right now because I only watched it once, a little stoned. But it's like, no, we had 2 hours amount of response. Disappointing. And I was like, I love the young politicians in this movie. They're political. That's their character trait. But like no, he's this guy. He's like, we need to do X, Y, Z at one scene, and someone's like, who are you addressing? And he's like, fucking everybody. Like he didn't say that, but like, you're all just like talking and not doing. Like we need to do X, Y, Z, and then he gets to start his own response unit, and he builds it with a ragtag team of friends from high school and the military.
Have you seen Godzilla -1?
No, we've actually talked about that on this stream.
All right. I'm not going to give you
no spoilers.
No spoilers.
Don't do it.
No spoilers. Just quick pitch, surface level shit you would read on the back of the DVD. But I'm going to stylize it a little bit. I forget what the main character's name is. I forget what the main character's name is, but he's having a really bad day because he's on an island somewhere in the Pacific. He's Japanese. It's 1944, and he's not alone on the island. There's some other satanic canines on the island that it's making his day really fucking bad. And then after, like, their unit encounters Americans on this island, he gets to encounter Godzilla. And then it flash forwards a year, and he's back at home in Tokyo, which has been burnt to the fucking ground. And
it's Panic Canines. Devil Dogs. Let's see what you did there. I was pretending to get that way late.
Anyway, then he goes home to Tokyo, and then he's got to, like, rebuild his house. And then things happen from there.
Okay. Can't wait. How did you feel about, let me look up her name because I hate doing this and not talking about their names. I will say Shin Godzilla.
It's been a minute since I've seen the movie.
All right. Yaguchi is the main guy. And it's the Yaguchi plan when they do the whole, which I love the Yaguchi plan because it's very old school Godzilla. I think it was Godzilla versus Mothra when this like young man suggested we deoxygenate the water around him, which will turn him into a cartoon skeleton, and it worked out exactly as planned. And I love that, and I love how the Yaguchi plan is: we're gonna take fucking like big cherry pickers with hoses and give him an anticoagulant that because he's a nuclear fission reactor. And he's going to try really hard to respond to his body overheating. He'll over-adapt and he'll freeze. And I'm like, that's such an old school Godzilla plan. I love it. It doesn't actually make perfect sense because no matter how quickly you adapt, there's absolutely no way that living cells could shed heat fast enough to flash freeze when they are fucking powered by nuclear fission. That's so much heat. That's why meltdowns happen. But I'm choosing not to care about that because it's classic and it's a good fucking movie.
Well, none of the old Godzilla movies make any fucking sense.
No, and it's like telling a real modern message with real modern horrific art design and effects, but it's also willing to be zany and a little weird. And I really dig that because that plan doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
Like, but I love it. It sure does make a lot more sense than dropping a thermo nuke on Godzilla, who is nuclear powered. I don't know how they thought that was gonna go.
You know, he's got nuclear breath, right? Like,
yeah. Oh my god, the nuclear breath in this movie and the pain in that creature. When the stealth bombers drop the bunker busters into its back, and they actually make impact, nothing else had yet, and they just plunge in there and then blow up, and it's just like, holy fucking shit, you hurt me. Oh, you hurt me more than it hurts to exist being me.
That was
you
almost
just
as bad as that scene where he stepped on a Lego.
Yeah. Yeah. You overcame, because this thing seems like it's in constant pain. It's bleeding all over the place. It looks like
the thing's a living cancer cell.
Yeah, it's throbbing to exist. Like, it's just like, it is a migraine of existence. Yeah, it's got a bunch of tumors on its body when it comes out of the water. It's like, existence is pain to this. You overcame the noise floor of its like normal painful existence with these bombs, and it's just like, oh my god, that really fucking hurt. And then it rips its lower jaw apart, and its eyes have those dictating membranes that fucking go over it, and they're like totally chrome. And it just starts out with a fire blast that just obliterates everything in its path, and then it concentrates into the beam, and it's just, and the back beams are cool, but it's just like, what a fucking spectacle. Very Evangelion. That's where that art was coming in. And
don't remember too much about the Godzilla with Ken Watanabe. Ken Watanabe? I don't know how to pronounce his name. The Last Samurai guy. I do remember like being
the 2010s ones.
Yeah. But I did love the kill at the end where he grabbed the other one and just like, we can't kill this thing because it's nuclear powered, and this other nuclear fucking monster, like, it goes around eating nuclear waste, so we can't like nuke it, but Godzilla kills it by doing baby birding it, nuclear fire.
Yeah. It's the opposite of Breath of Life, right? Like,
yeah. That scene was cool.
Pretty awesome. Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of fair criticism about the first. Are those the legendary Godzilla ones, or like?
I don't know.
I don't know, the American ones. The only thing I really liked about the first one was there was a scene that where like they were blowing up a whole bunch of planes on an airstrip, and I'm like, oh hey, I worked there. They were filming that movie on the military base that I was stationed on at the time, and I'm like, oh hey, I drive across that flight line. That's fun.
Now, one of the things I did like about the newer one, and by newer one I mean
it was at MCBH Kaneohe Bay.
Yeah. Was that one of the airborne dudes that fucking jumps in is Wayne from Letterkenny. So in my head canon, the reason that Godzilla fucking got defeated is because
they were fucking all the time.
He came up the lane.
Yeah.
Don't come up the lane.
Yeah. What is it? Stay off the property. Don't come up the lane. Yeah.
Yeah. Came up the lane.
Godzilla came up the lane. Pull your finger out of your ass. Fucking Godzilla. I'm telling you. The only thing that can defeat him is a real man.
You ever play a Sega Genesis game called King of the Monsters?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That game was fucking awesome. For those of you younger at home, there was this thing called the Sega Genesis. It was kind of like a Nintendo.
But it does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah.
With its booth processor, if whatever they call it.
It was something dumb. But
good commercials.
Old cartridge game. But like it was kind of like Rampage. It was kind of like Mortal Kombat, but it was like open world. Open level. You have like a city each, and you could like pick different monsters and just go like beat each other up and like use parts of the environment to like smash shit. It was fun. It was real innovative for the time.
The reason I opened up IMDb, don't mean to cut you out there, is that how did you feel about Satomi Ishihara's performance as Koyoko Ann Patterson? She was the daughter of the U.S. Senator, a 100% Japanese-looking woman playing an American woman who is indeed in real life a Japanese woman. She's playing an American woman who is the daughter of an American senator, and she's got ambitions. She's going to be president by her 40s. Like, I love that. That's like, we've got this like young aspiring Yaguchi politician. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be the prime minister. in 10 years, though, I don't want to get too selfish and get too far ahead of myself. But by the end of this movie, it's basically secured. Man, you're going to be prime minister tomorrow. Get the fuck over it. And then you've got his counterpart, the American, Kyoko and Patterson, who is going to be the president by 40. And he's like, I'll be your puppet when you get elected. And like, there's so much like political commentary going on there. But her character is so funny to me because as an American watching this movie with subtitles on, I was so confused, again, a little high, when out of nowhere she starts speaking English and I can't understand a word of it. I watch movies with subtitles on in English anyway, so maybe that's a me thing, and I know a lot of people do. And there's a really fun rabbit hole to dive into there where like that's actually the result of sound design these days. Like since we're so much better at capturing like sound and everyone's lapelled and you got microphones everywhere, we can do whisper scenes. People just don't enunciate the way they used to when movies were basically a filmed stage play.
Somehow my shit got fucked up on HBO, like my settings did. We were watching a movie the other night, and it starts off with like dialogue, like that's going on while the, opening credits are going on, like all the logos and stuff.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, so I guess we're not supposed to understand what's going on. I don't really know what she's speaking, and it comes into this woman giving an interview, and she's like, I don't know, I want to guess Filipino, maybe Thai, not Thai, maybe Vietnamese, Mongol.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, that's weird. That chick looks like a Filipino, and she's speaking, sounds like Mandarin. Don't really know Mandarin.
Was it English?
Sounds like Mandarin. And then like, we're like, okay, well, what the fuck is going on? And then it's like, we discussed turning on the fucking subtitles, but we've had this problem before where you turn on the subtitles and the subtitles are speaking this language,
Awful. Yeah.
It's like, all right, fine.
If you're not supposed to understand, if you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Which is like, sometimes that's the thing.
But eventually, we get like 2 minutes into the movie, and then the white people start talking, and they're speaking in something else too. And we're like, "What the fuck?"
Your language is switched into the wrong. Like,
yeah. So we go.
Yeah. That's happened to me before too. Yeah.
Cantonese. What? Why the fuck are you watching movies in Cantonese, wife? She's like,
Cantonese really fucks me up too because it sounds so close to Mandarin,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm getting a word or two of it, and I'm confused as to why I want to understand what's being said, but I don't.
Well, because like I was like fucking this,
and just
like
so listeners know, like
wrong.
I know enough Mandarin to not watch movies in Mandarin without subtitles on, but like I know enough Mandarin to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Cantonese starts happening, and I'm just like, how have we gotten through 3 sentences in Mandarin and I don't know what we're talking about yet? Because it sounds so close to something I should understand. I don't know how else to put it. I'm like, my brain's like, I know what's going on. I know the beats. And funnily enough, Mandarin is on paper written. Cantonese and Mandarin are the same language, roughly written, like something like 90% similar on paper. You just pronounce every word completely differently in speech. So it makes sense, I guess, patternistically, why my brain's like, I know what this is, but I have no idea what's happening because none of the words are being pronounced in a way that I could possibly grasp. But
I feel the same way about German and Dutch. I can read both because they're the same fucking language on paper. But I mean, they're not, but they are. But like when they're being spoken, the difference between German and Dutch is kind of like the difference between "Good afternoon, governor," and "Hey y'all."
Yeah, no, it's gonna be weird. Yeah, and if you haven't been exposed to "Hey y'all," you're not gonna know what it means. If the only thing you know is "Good afternoon, governor." But yeah, sorry. Fucking the senator's daughter character, Kyoko and Patterson, starts speaking English, and then people respond to her in English, and it's this really fun, cheeky, like cutesy moments when, and there's actually a moment where she's like, "I don't understand honorifics in Japanese. I'm not good at it. Can we switch to like informal speak?" And I'm like, I know that Japanese has honorifics, but like it's a fun moment where like that makes the character more American, I guess. But like you're trying really hard to convince me that this character is American who cannot speak English, and I kept thinking to myself, it was distracting. I had to rewind those scenes multiple times to understand what was being said because the subtitles, instead of being in English, switched to fucking like kanji, and I'm like. So these subtitles were for a Japanese person watching this movie, needing to understand what was being said in English. I'm like, Amazon, why did you do that? Like, I need all of the subtitles, please. Like, and again,
in English the whole time, and don't give me that like speaking foreign language bullshit.
No, I watch movies in English with subtitles because fucking auditory processing disorders and also being half deaf in my right ear. Like, I just benefit from them. I have them on all the time. Never mind all the mixing issues that come with this movie was made for a movie theater that had 37 million speakers in it, and that worked there. And if you didn't have a really good team remix it for your home system, and they don't know what home system you have, there's a reason movies sound kind of bad sometimes in your living room. There's a lot of work that goes into making them not bad. But like, she switches to English, everyone responds to her in English. Most of the people in the room aren't very good at English, and that doesn't bother me. What bothered me was the subtitle tracking on Amazon was all fucked up, and I blame Amazon for that reflexively.
Dude, Amazon does something fucked up where it's like the audio is like just barely perceptibly behind. Like, it's like a tenth of a fucking second, but it's bad enough to where we're fucking product.
Well, yeah. And as frustrated as I was, I couldn't help but think in like my stone state, man, this has to be really frustrating for her. You've got a lot of English lines and you clearly don't speak English. So I went to the trivia page and I read an article. Yeah, apparently she was baffled when she got the role, not being told that she was going to have to speak English at all. And then she read the script and it's like a quarter of your fucking lines are English. And she's like, I don't speak English. Like, so you just got to memorize every line in English. And like, I'm like, yeah.
Voice.
Oh, yeah. I'm
familiar
with
Bela
it.
Lugosi didn't speak English, so they're like, "Hey, make
I
this
want
your
to
mouth."
suck your blood. Like, yeah. These are words, I guess, says the guy directing me. Yeah. Really fun trivia bit there. That's why Dracula sounds the way he does. Doesn't speak English. He was a silent movie actor.
Yeah.
And then they started doing the talkies, and he's like, "This sucks." Yeah, no, I was completely right on my guess. She was shocked at the amount of English she would have to learn. Like, oh my god, I have to learn all of these lines and have no idea whether or not my inflection or diction or pronunciation is correct until they tell me good enough. And then there are the hilarious scenes where Americans are, and she's an American too, where Americans are speaking American.
They're not speaking English; they're speaking American.
Yeah, they're speaking American. And this is not me shitting on Shin Godzilla. I just think that like, these scenes weren't written. I think this is a byproduct of what this movie is for. Yeah. This movie is like, there was an attempt at like mass appeal for sure. And I think this movie is probably beloved around the world. I certainly love it in the United States. But this movie was clearly, because of like the subject matter, what it was a response to, a commentary on like Japanese government. And this was a Godzilla movie for the Japanese people. As consumers, as people still living in the very recent, raw, horrific tragedy of that triple event. This was for Japanese people. So I think that there are certain parts of the movie where it's just like, I don't care if you're an American watching this movie and you think it's a little fucky. And one of those moments that happens is like the bomber pilots. They're like, yeah, okay. He took out one of our bombers. Like, all right, payback time? Yeah, payback time. Like, and there's just like very little effort or love put into the American English dialogue in those scenes. And then like you have on the plane where Kyoko Ann Patterson is talking to her senator dad. They never show his face like it's a fucking like Pokemon cartoon, right? The camera angle stays below him and his face is in shadow and it shows his hands, but it shows her looking at him and he's like, so I guess like we're just pretending we're not going to show who the senator is. Well, it's just really funny to me.
It's also good to know that the Japanese fucking have the exact same American military that Americans fucking do, because like if that shit was accurate, and I've this rarely fucking shows up in even our fucking media, but if they were accurate about that, you'd have like 2 F-18 pilots flying over this thing, and somebody'd be like, "Wow, that's one ugly motherfucker," and the other guy'd be like, "Not as ugly as that thing you drug back to the fucking barracks last week." He's like, "Well, it was prettier than your fucking mom." All right, so we're gonna deploy this shit.
Yeah, one thing I will say about pilots is they are cool as cucumbers all the time, and they don't sound realistic when they talk because these are just people who are, they're literally fucking fighter pilots. Like, their job is rocket science, and they are keenly cool under pressure. And when you listen to them dealing with high stress situations, they don't sound human in the way that you would expect, because they are just fucking dealing with it. All right. Like I've got some shit going on. All right. Me getting emotional on the phone is not going to help out. I like that about like listening to pilot dialogue in all kinds of situations. If you hear one freak out, then you know shit was hitting the fan. Like, yeah. So there are a few scenes where they have Americans talking to each other, and the dialogue doesn't quite make sense. I don't know what it's really about. I was like, all right, I don't know what I was supposed to take away from that scene. And my assumption is, because in those scenes they took away my subtitles, my assumption is that the Japanese written that was being subtitled in kanji in that scene.
So that made sense in Japanese.
Yeah. My assumption is that was really good and tight dialogue in the Japanese kanji, and they just like didn't really care to localize it for the actual spoken dialogue. I'm listening to unlocalized dialogue, which is jarring and strange.
Which is why most anime is cringe, because it's like, we're just gonna like say this word for word. All right.
Yeah, and that doesn't compute. Yeah. So I'm listening to unlocalized spoken dialogue in a Japanese movie, and the point's not really hitting me. I don't really know what I was supposed to take away from that.
Well, the point was
Amazon
that's
doesn't have,
and then it was like actually due to copyright that we don't possess the licensing for. That is not Godzilla. Still, we should run like that's Godzilla.
Yeah. What I need from that movie, and Amazon didn't have it. Not the definitive way to watch that movie. I'm sure there exists a fan version, probably illegal, where they wrote fucking subtitles for all of the English scenes that are actually translating the Japanese that is on screen in those scenes. I want to know what's being said on screen, because I think that would probably make it a tighter flick. That threw me off quite a lot. So that's my assessment of what was happening in all the English speaking scenes, and also just, oh, good golly, like the English was just so basic and cringe that whole movie. But I was still having fun because, again, the menace, the monster. Like, I'm not gonna belay the linguistic point too long. They get the plan in. The UN gets to talking. One thing early in this movie that actually occurred to me when Godzilla was making landfall was, oh, Americans are going to have to be involved in this movie if it's going to be at all realistic. Because there's no way that the SDF isn't going to be talking to American forces.
Godzilla,
we have
Okinawa instead, gets to Camp Hansen, leaves pregnant.
Marines took one look at that thing and said, wood.
That thing size? Yeah. Well, that's no better. That's no worse than the swamp monsters you're bringing in from Kintown. Dude, fuck you. She wasn't that bad. Bro. Yeah, she was.
One Marine looks at another Marine and says, wood. The other Marine looks at him and says, I did. I already fucking climbed up in that. Yeah, your turn. Yeah. Watch out for the spines. No, those creatures like truly hurt.
No, but then there'd be some asshole in the fucking barracks, that'd be like, oh man, step on me, mommy.
Yeah, I mean, the internet's a weird place, and so is the world. It's just a reflection of us. Yeah, truly horrific creature. You've got that scene where like they ended up blowing off. The Americans blew off a piece of its spine. It had like eyes and teeth in it. Yeah, and they're like, oh, this is how it's gonna propagate. Like, it's fucking awesome. And it's like, oh, so like it can make new life out of itself. It could grow wings and fly, and that's like, Americans like,
we're a whole nuclear family.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, that's cute. That's good. That's good. All right. Yeah, but early in the movie, I thought, well, there's going to have to be American involvement in this if it's going to be realistic. And then I thought that they did a fairly realistic job of like orchestrating like how that would look. I do think it was a little underhanded though. All the Americans did was send in a few stealth bombers in the dead of night, and then later on the Air Force sent a bunch of drones. So like, now they're like, we're giving you 2 weeks while it's cooking before we drop a nuke on it. I don't believe that's how that would go down. I think like America would have fucking taken over Tokyo if an American-made Godzilla was rampaging in Tokyo. Yeah. I don't think we would have been that nice. I think the lack of realism is that I don't think we sucked that little. I think we would have been occupying Tokyo and assisting with the evacuation of Tokyo before nuking the shit out of it. Yeah, but that's horrific. And they're like, oh, we're gonna get a third bomb dropped on us by Americans because of something that was their mistake. That's good horror. That really that settled in pretty hard for me. And then we can go back and talk about anything else in the movie. We've got to talk about that closing shot.
Well, you better hurry up because we got 4 minutes left before Instagram cuts us off.
Okay, cool. Oh, actually, that's going to end up being pretty succinct. Closing shot. Like, you could catch glimpses of it throughout the movie, but the tip of Godzilla's tail had, like, little humanoid figures outlined in it. But you couldn't really tell. But in the last shot, right before Godzilla flash froze, the last shot of the movie arcs up the tail, and you've just got these, like, skeletal humanoid lizard fucking creatures crawling out of the tip of the tail. Like, you literally won in the nick of time. This thing was, they're like, it was like minutes away from the Americans dropping a bomb, but we were also minutes away from Godzilla dropping a fucking bomb. Like, little human Godzillas, the fifth form, were about to jump off of this thing. All of them capable of like reproducing and growing and changing and adapting
and bumping and grinding. And see, he had Sodom that was named after sodomy, and Gamora that was named after a even weirder thing.
Yeah. God knows what Gamora got up to. Dying in Marvel movies pointlessly. Oh wait. What did it cost? Everything.
The best one of those I've seen so far would be like if it was like one of those things where it's like if Marvel movies like, and it was that scene where fucking Iron Man takes the fucking glove from Thanos. Thanos is like, I seriously did all this stuff. Why are you still fighting? And he's like, why are you people still fighting? And he pulls Iron Man's mask off, and instead of Tony Stark, it's Kirk Lazarus. And he's like, what do you mean, you people? And then Falcon shows up. He's like, what do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people? It's a really easy edit to make. It's his face. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, the end shot with like the little humanoid Godzilla's popping off the tail of that thing. It's like the oh my god, the horror of that movie. I thought it really accomplished something truly, deeply, viscerally scary. With how it looked, with how it behaved, like with the destruction it caused. And there was little moments throughout the movie that really humanized the destruction without lingering. They didn't linger on the humanization of the destruction, but the humanizing moments lingered with you. Like, the evacuation order had been issued, and then it shows a scene in this like high rise of this like woman frantically packing a bag with her like kids misbehaving in the background. And I'm like, why didn't they send the message? I got stressed out. I'm like, why didn't they send the message? Don't take anything with you. Just fucking run. Run now. And then like little crawler Godzilla flops onto the building and knocks it over. And it shows mom and kids just like falling towards the window. And then the building gets fucking crushed. And I'm like, fuck. Like, like a lot of kaiju movies don't bother with that. Like, you watch Pacific Rim and you're like, yeah, it's horrifying how big these things are. There are moments in that movie that like shake me up a bit. I have a hard time watching little girls cry. And there's the memory scene with Mako. She's like freaking out and crying in the alley with a big crab fucker thing's trying to get to her. And I have a hard time watching that scene because I'm watching a child very convincingly like fuck it up on screen. Like, I'm crying my eyes out. I think I'm gonna die. And I'm like,
I don't like this.
Child acting's not okay. Not because it's always bad for the kid and they have a bad life or whatever. She might have a good life. It's not okay because it fucks me up. I don't want to see that. Yeah, like very humanizing moment of destruction. Like, that family's dead because they didn't get the message, because the message wasn't sent.
Yeah.
The guy went from saying there's nothing to fear, it's not going to come on land, to being told in the middle of that meeting it came on land. Even though in the meeting before that he was told, don't tell them it can't come on land. Stick to the facts.
Mr. President, the Godzilla has walked on land.
Yeah. There's a second Godzilla. I love that.
Right. Matt, we're gonna bounce out here before it kicks us off. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. I love you all. Surrender now, prepare to fight.
Be all right. right, ladies and gentlemen, audience. I'm gonna press end stream now that we're going.